Hi, Karen from Quantum Heart Awakening. This is going to be a Divine Feminine check-in. A little disclaimer, I have all my windows open, so I have no idea what the noise is going to be like, but let's see where we go today. I'm a little tired. I have my first ecstatic dance event in my new space. I'm so excited. It's a really, really beautiful, I call it the Great Room. It's like a mini ballroom, probably like 150 people capacity. And it's been a long time since I've done a big in-person event. I'm very excited. And whoever's passing through Connecticut, come on down. It's 134 Elm Street, Cheshire, Connecticut. Okay. Feminines, where are we going today? All right, Spirit, what do feminines need to know? What are feminines working with? What are any blocks that they're confronting? What would support them in... Oh, we have falling cards. Okay. We have fulfilled wishes in reverse and crown chakra in reverse. Okay. Feminines. When's the last time you've dropped into spiritual practice? When's the last time you've connected or reconnected with ritual, whatever that looks like for you? It doesn't have to be some specific religious or specific ritual. It could be, do you normally go for a walk every morning and you didn't get to go for one today? Something like that. Okay, I didn't even look at these. Let me put this over here. Okay, let's see what we got today. Feminines. Okay, universe in reverse, crown chakra in reverse. Those are staring out to me. Again, the connection with source is, I don't want to say blocked, but when's the last time again have you dropped into spiritual experience, meditated, taken a moment to drop into presence, breathe deeply and consciously? We have conflict and defeat in reverse, partnerships and alliances, prosperity begins, and fulfillment of wishes in reverse. Let's check the unconscious. The unconscious, feminines, this always comes up for us. Rest and rejuvenate is in the unconscious position. It is so hard for the collective feminine to unplug and claim the rest that she so deeply needs. It's so difficult because our patriarchal system has been, I'm not going to mince words today. I'm just too tired. So our patriarchal system has been built on the backs of women, of minorities, of fill in the blank. And so when a system is built where it's reliant on one or a small group of people doing the bulk of the lion's share of work, it is not sustainable, right? Whether this is a society, a culture, or this is an internal family unit, whether this is a work environment. Sorry, I was sitting down. I just can't sit down and do these readings. I move too much energy. Yes, if the system is built on the backs of incredible labor that a very small amount of people are doing, it is not sustainable. What happens when those people burn out? What happens when they quit? What happens when they pass away? There's this gaping void that is left behind. So there's something here about feminines. Call upon your community, your partnerships, your alliances. There's something here. Wait, what was this card? Oh, prosperity begins. Okay. Yeah. Prosperity will begin when you learn that you don't have to do it all yourself, right? Hyper independence has been shown to be a trauma response. I've absolutely dealt with that. It's just, much easier to handle everything myself and do it the way I want to do it and the way I expect it to be done. But then what happens? That I isolate myself and I take on more than I can handle, right? And I also I'm less tolerant of other opportunities and other experiences and other collaborations. it's funny. I was kind of tired before I started this reading, but I am really feeling the fatigue, and I'm realizing that's what's coming out in the messages. I am feeling the profound fatigue of the feminine energy. Remember yesterday, and you've heard me say this many times, that feminines have been treading consciousness waters the longest. We are tired. It is exhausting to how do I want to say it? To work twice as hard and get less than half as far. Is that how that quote goes? You know what I'm saying? It's exhausting, right? And forget just women. How about, minority women, or, otherly abled women, or, fill in the binary boxes as we go. But collective feminine is exhausted. You know what? Hold on. Where do we want to go? I feel really like this feels like a whole complete message in and of itself. Spirit, where would you like me to drop deeper into? It's interesting. The only outlier here feels like this conflict and defeat card. The one way to read, well, not the one way, a way to read this card is that, listen, it's in reverse feminines. That's where you want this card, right? Conflict and defeat. To me, it's a discernment card. That's how it's coming through today, that collective feminine has reached a threshold. And so they're no longer willing to be defeated by a system that is not built for them. Instead, it's easier to just let everything burn down to the ground and build a system that would support, build an infrastructure that would support feminine values, feminine ways of flowing, of working, right? The corporate world is a very masculine, patriarchal structure. And there's not a lot of room in the corporate world for feelings, for emotions, for empathy, for compassion, for honoring people's energetic, emotional, mental bandwidths, right? It's like pursue the land of opportunity. Everyone can make it. We have a strong hustle culture here. I once listened to this, I don't know if they were Danish or Swedish. It was a big entrepreneur, very wealthy man, created a lot of businesses. And he said he likes employing Americans the most because they work the hardest. They take the least amount of vacation days, and they hustle like no one he's ever seen. And it's very interesting because, Scandinavian countries, you have a lot of socialism there where the infrastructure supports the people, right? They have universal health care. They have paid education. They have support when, maternal health care. They have support for humanity. It's in alignment. And so it makes sense that they're living probably, I don't want to say the correct way, but a way that is kinder to the human system. And here in America, you have people working 2-3+ jobs just to reach baseline, even if they can reach baseline. And they still maybe can't own a home, or still not pay for an education, or all these, or their children, or whatever it is. It's so much intensity and pressure just to survive here. It's so stressful. So no wonder why collective feminine is revolting against this. Carolyn Mace always says that the first step of transformation is revolt. Something has to become so unbearable that it is revolting to the human spirit, that we physically revolt. And that's where revolutions come from, because the human spirit breaks and just can no longer tolerate their circumstances, so they rebel, right? That's the first step of transformation. So it looks like feminines are right there. They're saying, wait a second, this is not okay anymore. I am struggling and no one is helping me. I no longer want to invest, right? We have this beautiful seed here. I no longer want to plant seeds in an infrastructure that doesn't support me. Why would I do that, right? Okay, where do we want to go, Spirit? I'm going to pull some of these flower cards. I haven't used these in a long time. All my cards are everywhere because I was on vacation, I took some. I go to my office, I take some. Yes, someday I'll be all in one spot, but I like reading at home. Okay, Spirit. Anything else for these beautiful, divine, beloved feminines? What do we need to know about the feminine collective? What do we need to know? What would support them in detaching from these infrastructures that no longer serve their highest and best good? All right, that was a lot. I'll take one. We have creativity, right? We want to operate under a infrastructure that supports our creativity. We also have fame. Interesting. Another, the fame card could be taken so many ways, but the way I'm looking at it, hold on, I'm getting distracted. Let me not shuffle and just drop in. So how can we treat ourselves like the celebrity that we are, right? How can we honor what we need to step into our most divine gifts, right? How can we nurture a system that values who and what we are and how we want to do the work we came here to do? How? Well, we have to rip it down and create a new one, right? Okay. Okay, let me just explain my thinking behind this. So the fame card is basically what kind of society, culture, infrastructure do we need where the feminine qualities, where the feminine traits, where the feminine gifts and values become famous. Like, that's how I immediately read it. So it's kind of funny to think about it like that. Okay, anything else for Divine Feminine Spirit? Anything else? Whoa. Okay, Pride was in reverse. Say more, Spirit. Say more. Oh, I'm already getting a message and a half. Hold on, let me see if anything else comes out before I open this mouth. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else you want to say about Pride or what it's... Okay. Yeah, okay. Interesting. So we have dazzling charm and nourishment. It's funny. The message I'm getting is feminines don't even give a shit anymore. Feminines don't even care about pride. They don't care. Their ego doesn't care what they look like. They just want to be happy. They just want to live in a peaceful environment. They want to create, raise their children, educate, anchor this Mother Gaia frequency, this Christ consciousness, this oneness. They just want to exist in a peaceful environment. They don't even care. Right? They don't even care about all the other stuff. They don't care about the amount of money in the bank account, even though we all know that it would be lovely to have an abundance in that way. But it's just like feminines crave the bare minimum of life, right? To wake up in peace, to feel like no one is going to come into their lives and tell them how to look, what to wear, what to eat, what color to dye their hair, how thin or tall or short or whatever to be. It's like this onslaught of information of all the ways that the feminine isn't good enough. Yeah, we're all set. We're done. We are so done with that. It's really interesting. In the unconscious, we have courage and transformation. Okay. Divine feminines. It takes profound courage and a hefty heaping of moxie to pull this stuff off. I know I'm like saying it in a fun, loud, empowering way. However, to actually take actions that are in alignment with what would truly make us feel safe, secure, what would make us thrive, it is difficult, right? We have to have courage to rebel against the systems in our life that are no longer working. All right, because this is such like a super feminine reading, I need to get some of these goddess cards. Anything else you want to say about this spirit? What does this say? Grounding in reverse. Okay. Yeah, again, this circles back to the earlier messages. When's the last time you've dropped into your root? When's the last time you've dropped in with spirit? What helps you ground? When's the last time you've self-pleasured? Do you have a self-pleasure practice? Yeah, sure, that may look like actual physical self-pleasure, but it might be like using your favorite facial oil in the morning. I just made this blend that I love. I saw it online. It's 1 ounce of, wait, let me think. It's 1 ounce of castor oil, 1 ounce of black seed oil, 16 drops of rose hip seed oil, and 16 drops of frankincense, I'm like obsessed. And that becomes my morning and evening ritual. And it's so pleasurable. So to me, that's part of my self-pleasure practice. And yeah, I have to name the actual self-pleasure elephant in the room. When's the last time you've actually stimulated your eros just on your own, without some sort of external, either a partner or external source of stimulation? Like, when's the last time you've moved so slow and dropped into such profound, deep presence that you've just kind of surrendered to the mystery of ringing and discovering the edges of your eros? For those of you that don't know, when I say eros, I mean your arousal, right? That kind of tingly life force that wants to it's like effervescence, right, in our body, just moving through our bodies. I really highly recommend you developing a pelvis movement practice. Like, move your hips, put on your favorite like juicy sensual song, and start kind of shifting around your hips. We as women, and as everyone, actually, we store so much stuff in our roots. So if you could just like spend a little bit each day. What I do sometimes when I'm in bed, I go into bridge pose, where you plant your feet and you lift your butt up in the air and you kind of push your pelvis towards the ceiling, and then I just wiggle, like I wiggle my pelvis just to kind of wake it up. You can do this standing, you could do this leaning up against the wall. If you don't feel very balanced, you could really hold on to a chair, or like I said, you could do it laying down, so there's no chance of falling or anything. I was gonna say something else. What was it? Oh, recently I follow this somatic therapist, and she was talking about using one of those deflated yoga balls. Wait, do I have it around here? I'm not promoting this, but it's just like one of these little balls, and I bought one and I didn't blow it up very much so I could lay on it. And what I do is I stick this under my butt, like where my low back is, like kind of the top of your tailbone. And then I just wiggle on it, and I feel a little bit more grounded and supportive using the ball. So I highly recommend that. I'm always looking for new ways to, release energy, release kind of any sort of tension, or, I mean, I'm avoiding saying the word trauma because I do feel like it sometimes can be daunting to say that word out loud. But yeah, it also releases a lot of pain that we've been carrying in our kind of sacred bowl, right? It literally, our pelvis is a bowl, and it kind of carries so much of our pain and our contraction and our grief in there. So if we could wiggle it and start kind of developing a practice where we're regularly emptying it out, it's like going to get a tune-up in your car. It's like you don't wait till something goes wrong to go get a tune-up. You kind of stick to the scheduled maintenance schedule. You know what I'm trying to say? Okay, I just have secrets revealed. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else for these divine beloveds? All right, okay. All right, we got rage. Feminine rage is it's just one of the main events of things that feminine have to confront. Oh my God, I'm not making this up. Okay, so we just have naked, fearless love and pleasure in reverse. Okay, there's so many things to say here. Let me just check the unconscious. Beautiful. In the unconscious position, we have harvest. We as feminines are meant to gather, right? To gather our harvest, to store it away for our loved ones, for ourselves, for our families, right? In order to... Hold on, I'm getting pulled in like 6 directions. Bear with me. Let me go back to rage because that is just the loudest thing for me. So secrets revealed and rage came out together. So a part of, it's not an accident that I was talking so much about moving our pelvis, right? So some of you, specific messages coming through, have some of you been avoiding pleasure, avoiding maybe touch, or there's something here about avoiding kind of things to do with your sacred sexuality. Listen, feminines, your sacred sexuality is just that. It is yours to do with what you see fit, to use it to to share it, to not share it. It is yours to create sacred boundaries around. However, I am going to call you to something higher. If you have had a lot of boundary crossing, especially physical boundary, wow, my voice just went out. Hold on. Sorry, I had to get some water. Wow, that was wild. My voice really just cut out. Okay, if you've had a lot of physical, mental, emotional, spiritual boundaries crossed in your lifetime, you probably are holding a profound amount of crap in your pelvis. Like, let's just call it what it is. That's been my path of healing, is to reclaim self, reclaim the boundaries of my body, of my life, of my physical vessel. And part of that, which has helped me do that, is to actually walk a path of celibacy right now. I'm not promoting celibacy. I know that there's, all different ways of walking this spiritual path in this world. I've been monogamous. I've been a little polyamorous at times. And now I'm walking this path of celibacy. And I realize that this path, creating these boundaries and this intention around my path, has allowed me to concentrate my life force. It's literally like I'm steeping in my soul's essence, and it's getting stronger and stronger. And I don't think I'll be walking this path forever. When it comes time and it feels aligned to close my celibacy, I will do that. But in actually creating a safe container for me to unpack some of my history, some of my childhood stuff, some of my current stuff, some of my new desires as this new transformed individual stepping into this new evolution of my work. Yeah, it's been really supportive for me. However, I believe that every feminine on the planet has access to this collective rage. I believe that we hold all of the rage of the collective feminine in our womb space. And let me tell you, it needs to be vibrated. I would dare to say it needs to be vibrated minimum once a month. What does that look like? Any sort of form of emotional release, but especially the pelvis. It could be you set an intention and do a 3-minute dance that is, you're dancing for the collective feminine. Sometimes I've done that. Or you create a self-pleasure ritual where you literally, I'm going to cry. Hold on. That really got me. So, feminines, I need you to know how powerful your eros is. I need you to know how sacred your orgasm is, your life force, your pinnacle of prayer. I need you to understand that your orgasm, that your that your sacred life force has the power to change the world. You have the strongest, and I'm not saying that masculines don't, I'm saying we all do, and we all are called to treat this eros and this sacred sexuality with a certain amount of reverence, and treat it as holy, and and take responsibility for how we wield our eros, right? What got me teary-eyed was you can create a self-pleasure ritual and literally offer up your orgasm to healing the collective feminine. That really gets me. It's so beautiful and it's so incredible. It reminds me, and I know this is a really funny way to segue, but there are some nuns out there, like, good old-fashioned Catholic nuns who are cloistered, who never leave their little monastery, or I forget, convent is the word I'm looking for. And their job 24/7 is to pray for the planet. It's the same thing. I know it's really funny to make those parallels, but or when you hear like 1 million children in Tibet meditated for world peace. You hear these things, and sorry, I'm still so moved by this. You hear these things where people come collectively together for one cause, and that concentration of intention, that concentration of spirit is so profound, is so powerful. Imagine if a huge amount of the population all decided to orgasm at the same time. Or it doesn't have to just be a physical orgasm. It could be a prayer. It could be a meditation. It could be the world dances together at the same time for the same reason. Imagine how fast we would enact change in our own lives and in the lives of our community if we could just step into this alignment, this deeper resonance. That's what we're doing here by seeding the planet with this Christ consciousness, with this infinite oneness, right? With this universal life force, with God, whatever your flavor of oneness is. There's no wrong way to access this this love, right? We're not going to limit love. That's absolutely the antithesis of what we're trying to do here. You can't, true love, you can't limit it. Same with life force. You can't really limit life force. You could beat people down enough, but their life force is sacred. There's a seed of life force that is untouchable. Only God can touch it. It's like planted there by the divine, and it's untouchable. God, I can go off on so many tangents. There's all these really powerful books and stories written from people who were in Auschwitz that even though they were in the most atrocious circumstances, they had this spark of the divine, of hope, of love, of that eternal spirit that cannot be beaten down. I don't know why I'm talking about this. It's just what's moving through, but it makes sense to me that after the feminine has been kind of quote unquote put in her place for so many years, and now the collective feminine is at this place where they are reclaiming their value, right? Some of us have had to heal a few decades of just realizing, oh, wait a second, this is possible for me. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of living a life that's in alignment with my soul's gifts and desires. I don't have to, hammer it out at a 9-to-5 in a corporate job where my soul is dying. I can actually pursue my gifts. I can dare to dream. I can dare to plant seeds of bliss and ecstasy in the planet and nurture them and water them and watch them grow. There is another way, right? So many of us are just realizing, oh, wait a second. I've been around people who have limited what I think is possible and what I think to be true in the world. Whoa. Let me pump the brakes and reclaim that sovereignty. Let me reclaim my worldview, my sense of self, my confidence, my self-esteem, my body, my sense of art and beauty and pleasure and music and fill in the blank, right? Wow. Okay. I went off on so many tangents. I hope this all flowed made sense at some point. Let's get some self-care cards. I like these. I just like the images on them. They're very sweet. I'm very emotional today. I don't know why this reading got me so in my feels. It's funny too, because right now I feel a lump in my throat. So yeah, feminines, where are you not speaking your truth? And what do you need? Feminines, what do you need to speak your truth? What kind of support do you need? Lean on your whoever you feel safe. Lean on your family, your sister, your aunts, your friends, your grandparents, anyone who loves you, anyone who you deem as a safe person. Lean on them. Do not try to carry the weight of all of this on your own. You're literally carrying the collective in your womb space. You've done enough, okay? It's time to put down and ask for some help. What do feminines need to know for the highest and best good of self on the planet? What do they need to know right now to reclaim their own little worlds? We have love. Look how sweet this is. It says, love people, love them with all your heart. Just be sure to love yourself first. I mean, come on. It's like exactly what I'm talking about. I could seriously ugly cry right now. I just could feel it. It's right there. Oh, goodness. I'm excited to have my ecstatic dance tonight. I'm really, really excited. I hope this is the beginning of more to come and more live events. I'm going to start doing probably weekly live oracle readings, like for a small group on Zoom. If you're interested in that, I would love, please put a comment below. I would love to invite you to that and do like just a smaller, more intimate kind of reading for the collective people that show up in that moment. And I might start doing them live as well. So if you're in Connecticut. Okay, we also got priorities. It says, the quality of your life is determined by how you spend your time. Make sure your schedule reflects the life you want. I think I said something like this in the beginning of the reading, that make sure that you can reclaim what you need to feel safe, grounded, what you need to feel at peace. You know, listen, peace is a process. Peace takes time. We have to work at it. And part of that is actually taking up enough space to work on it, right? Anything else? Okay, last card. We have decisions. Looks like a justice card. Sometimes the best decision is no decision at all. Ooh, that's a good one. I think I'm going to leave it there. But yeah, sometimes if you feel like your plate is so full, sometimes the best way to rest and rejuvenate is actually to not do all the things, right? To clear the calendar. I know that's easier said than done, but yeah, these are just seeds we're planting. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. And then look what's in the unconscious. Whoops. What's in the unconscious is pamper card. Self-care is a necessity, not a luxury. I'm going to leave it there, feminine, sending you so much love.